Right, very special guest on the show, Mr. Andy Coles from the Hunts FA. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming in this afternoon to talk about Hunts FA and a look ahead to one of the games we're covering on the show, actually, St Ives versus Wisbech Town in the FA Vase second round. And before we talk about that, let's talk about the Hunts Football Association. And I'm going to pretty put it out there. What is the Hunts Football Association?
What we do is we sort of govern and look after all sort of football aspects in the county, really. There's 42 other county FAs, and the main FA just can't look after the whole of the country. So what they've got is they've got these 42 different county FAs that look after. So for instance, you've got Cambs FA, Suffolk FA, Hunts FA, and we sort of look after some south of the river, down the A1 corridor down to St Neots, really. So we kind of look after our little area, really, and that's from just governing football through to coach education, through to looking after grassroots clubs.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that about grassroots. So you'll be covering a lot of Colts football, for example.
That's correct, yes.
The grassroots aspect there, and right up to men's football, Sunday league, Saturday football. So there's quite a big aspect going on that you do cover. It's quite a big responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, massive responsibility. And the main thing is that we provide opportunities for children to play football. We've got 2 local leagues as well. So we've got the mini soccer league. We've got also the Hunts Youth League as well, 9v9. And really, it's about having or giving the opportunity for kids to enjoy. And I think also when people look at things as success, I would probably say success is keeping a kid involved in football for the whole of their life. So once they finish playing, they might then go into volunteering, they might go into refereeing, they might go into managing a team, and it's a cycle that really keeps going. But it's about keeping that child just loving the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And volunteering is quite a big aspect of football nowadays, and people want to get involved in coaching or refereeing, start off as a volunteer and build themselves up for that. And is that something that they can do through Hunts FA, volunteer that way? Yeah,
we've started up at the programme. The FA launched it about a year ago. It's called Football Futures, and it's really about engaging with youngsters, and that could be youngsters from 12 years all the way up to about 25 years old. So for instance, what we try and do is put on different events for these youngsters to get involved. There's sort of 6 themes in the Football Futures programme. It can range from basically from coaching and working with teams through to refereeing, through to sort of just generally volunteering. It might be as well that the club might need a bit of help in regards to marketing themselves as well. So youngsters nowadays are very good on Facebook and Twitter, and they might also create pages for clubs that way. So what we try and do is every holiday period, we try and put on an event for them. So for instance, it might be, for example, a coaching workshop. It might be how do you adapt sort of games for disabled players, for example. So I actually show the youngsters how would I change it for wheelchair users. And it might be just the marketing side of things as well. So we look at how can you actually market your club better and get more youngsters involved, really.
The kids that showed up, because you came onto another show recently, basically you were talking about how the kids got involved with the volunteering scheme during half term. How did that work out? Did they just show up and you teach them and like show them the basic knowledge of football, like the everyday skills that you learn, or was it more intermediate level, or was it a high level, or how did that go for them?
It really depends on what we do is when they first sign up to the programme, they've got a sheet so they can choose what themes they're interested in, and then from that we'll work out a schedule. So we've got a very successful what they call themselves posh leaders up in Peterborough, and that's really driven from the youngsters themselves. So it's not like myself, like an adult, going and saying this is what I want you to do. They actually come to us and say, right, these are the type of things we want to kind of get involved with. So for instance, when we went and helped them up in the last half term, they wanted to focus on things like indoor football, so that was all about futsal. So it's something that the FA is trying to grow nationally anyway, and people talk about, well, why is the technique so good of the Brazilians and sort of the Portuguese, for example. It's because within schools they play a lot of indoor football. It's a hard football, it doesn't bounce. It's a bit like netball in regards to the size of court. I don't know if you saw handball as well at the Olympics.
Yes, we did,
yeah, so that is roughly the same size court. The goals are square as well, so that's something that we really want to promote to secondary schools, to primary schools, to clubs, is this quick, fast football game. So they said to us, can we learn it? And we run through a few little drills with them. They also wanted to learn about sort of football for the blind as well. So we blindfolded the youngsters up, gave them some footballs with bells, and they had a little kick around. And they suddenly appreciated how difficult it is to play football if you were for blind, really.
I'm going to say it'll give you more respect for that sport and what it's like to be blind, and it kind of gives you more of a kind of understanding, doesn't it? So they do give more respect for it. So you were saying, like, with the kids at the half term, like when I was a youngster, I was a defender. Obviously I'm bigger now, I'm fatter, so I can't play football anymore, but it's like I was a defender. So is that what they used to do? They came in and went, I'm a defender, I'd like to learn more defensive skills, so you put them like on a defensive like course. If midfield, they could go like on a flare course or something like that, like sprints and run down wings, and striker obviously net practice, I guess. Really, is that what kind of things it was like?
Not too much the playing side. I'd probably say if I was working with a grassroots team and I was training, like, say, for 7-year-olds, and I knew I was probably going to stay with that team all the way through till under 11s, under 12, for example. With the youngsters, I would try to make sure that they get lots of opportunity to play in different positions, so they kind of overall understand the game of football. When they get older, then they start to find their certain positions as well. So then you could go more specialised football courses if you wanted to, like how do you defend, how do you attack. But really from early years of age, hopefully we can educate children that they have a general understanding of different positions, but not changing it every week so they're just running around and getting completely confused. They're still kids, they're still learning the game, and they play for different reasons why sort of we manage different reasons. They just want to have fun, enjoy themselves, play the game at the weekend, and as soon as the game's finished, off to McDonald's they go, so to speak. So yeah.
Funding has been a big problem in, say, grassroots football, and for people who want to develop as coaches and referees and go on for maybe further as a career or be part of their local team. But regards to funding nowadays and to get coaches, the right training and the right courses, is there funding there now for that?
At the moment, what we've got is, let's say, for example, if you're a charter standard football club, so if your club is looking to sort of educate their coaches, there are free courses available, and they're sponsored by McDonald's. So for instance, there's the youth award courses are brand new. Well, I say brand new, they've been running for about 3 years, but we're still trying to promote those and explain to people what they're all about, and that's all about how to build a better environment for kids to learn. Maybe not so much the technique, but just providing a safe environment where here's a game and getting the kids to learn from that game, and how do you manage sort of confidence within the squad, self-esteem as well, how do you build that. So those courses are kind of free, the youth award courses. Also sometimes there might be an opportunity where a level 2 is also free, and that's sponsored by McDonald's as well. So there's some free courses if you're at a charter standard club, but normally if you're looking for a football course, say for instance level 1, we get funding from our college supporter. So basically that lowers the price down, so you're looking around for example a level 1 around about £130 for that, and that's trying to keep the cost down as much as we can, really. And there's other courses as well, referees courses as well. You
say with the £130 that they'll have to pay, is there, can they source funding for that, or do they get scholarships, for example, or is it more a charity sort of thing?
It really depends. I know some football clubs, if you're managing at a football club, what they'll do is they'll actually pay. So if you're at a local grassroots club, they'll actually pay for the coach to go on. There might be some deal struck where the club pay, and then or the manager pays, and once that manager's done a season with the club, they can sort the money out that side. So it really depends on each individual club and their philosophy, how they want things to do. I know some people obviously will pay for a course, because if they get a level 2, that means they can almost start up their own business to actually go into schools and start coaching, so you've got that element as well to it. I would also recommend looking at Living Sport website, because there's lots of funding opportunities on their websites as well, for people to access funding to actually jump on courses as well.
And Living Sports, the company based in Pidley, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct, yes.
Before we move on to the FA Vase and have a quick chat about that, a lot of people don't know this. A very prestigious cup about the Hunts FA is the Hinchinbrook Cup, and it's such a big cup, and a lot of people don't know that, do they?
No, they don't. There's lots of cups out there that we run, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to promote those. So if anyone wants to come along and they can watch or get involved in the cup atmosphere, it's definitely worthwhile just coming along and just enjoying it. I was having a conversation with just a minute ago, just in the office, and we were just talking about loads of sort of, can we encourage more youngsters to go and support their local football clubs, so the St Neots of this world, the St Ives of this world, and once they finish playing their football match early in the morning, is an opportunity for them to go along and support the local clubs, really. you've also got Cambridge United, you've got Peterborough quite nearby, but a lot of the time it's easier just to sort of jump in the car and just go a couple of minutes down the road and just watch a live football game. And there's nothing better for a kid to learn the game of football it's just by watching a live match, really.
Well, since I've been here on Saturday Sport, I've noticed that the attendance figures have been going up at, say, St Neots, St Ives. It's not. I think it must be so. Like, you play your Saturday morning game, and as you were saying, you want to go and watch a bit of football, even if you can't afford to go to like a Premiership game or a Championship game. I do recommend it myself personally. Go to like your local club and support a local club. It's one of the best atmospheres you have. Yes, the crowds are not as big as a Premiership crowd, but you're not expected it to be. But you still get the atmosphere. It's one of those amazing things about local football. I was baffled by when I was a kid. I was like, oh, there must be about 300 people there. Oh, it's not going to be that good. It's brilliant. Yeah. And the banter as well. It's not really like rivalries, is it? It's just like it's banter between both clubs. It's not like it's what would you say? It's not like Green Street or Football Factory. It's just like it's just friendly banter at half-time stuff. You just mingle with them and you just have a good laugh, and that's all what football should be about. Definitely.
And I think just by the children, once they've played and they finish playing and then they go over to watch the games, they learn so much more just by watching the actual players playing on the pitch. They can hear the communication between the players as well, and they can hear what if they're behind the dugout, they can hear what the manager's saying as well, so they kind of pick up a general understanding. I know some clubs as well, they'll have ball boys, ball girls, so to speak, as well, and they'll normally position the children in certain positions where they've been playing, so the goalkeeper, the youngster, will go and sit behind the goalkeeper and watch the goalkeeper in action and kind of learn from watching. It's another way of doing it, really.
FA Vase second round happening this afternoon. Just going through some of the local fixtures that we've got on our hands actually. Sleaford Town hosts Huntingdon Town, Gordon Manchester Rovers, Woodbridge Town, Leamington versus St Neots Town, and this is a big one, isn't it? The Vase second round, St Ives versus Wisbech. Tell us more on this one.
Well, at the moment, I know you're gonna speak to Simon Clark, who's also one of our council members, but secretary of St Ives. I'm sure he'll be able to fill you more in the details. But the actual match itself, I know they're really sort of up for this game, and hopefully they can put on a good spectacle for the sort of the supporters, really. That's as much as I can really tell you, really. I'm sure once you speak to Simon, he can give you sort of more details on the background.
And I think that's just him on the line that's just phoned through. But which way could you see this one going? Because if correct me if I'm wrong here, Andy, the final is actually hosted at Wembley, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. So that's the dream. I think any player that can get to Wembley, you're always going to put in a lot of effort to try and get there. So hopefully they'll do well, they'll get through and just keep going through the rounds, and for any player to play at Wembley is some people's dream is to captain England, some people's dream is to sort of just play at Wembley, really. So yeah, go for it, guys, basically.
And final question, Andy, which one could you see this way going? St Ives, Wisbech Town?
St Ives.
Ooh, you put him on the spot there, didn't you?
There we go. Thank you very much, Andy, for coming in this afternoon. I really appreciate that, and have a good rest of the weekend.
You too. Thanks a lot.
And I believe Simon Clark is on the line. Simon, are you there?
Isaac, yes, I'm here.
And how are you today, and what's the atmosphere down at St Ives at the moment?
The atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. There's about 350, 400 people, I think, expected, possibly more today. To answer your first question, I'm nervous. I won't lie to you, I'm very nervous.
There you go. And tell us a bit about the FA Vase, because we just talked to Andy briefly on it. He said we could get some more information from you on the FA Vase, but it involves pretty much all non-league sides in this cup, and the finals at Wembley as well.
That's right, yes. The FA Vase is a non-league version of the FA Cup for levels Step 5 and below. We currently play at Step 5, and so do Wisbech, which would be the United Counties Premier Division and also the Thurlow non-Premier Division as well. So all teams from Step 7 through to Step 5, and we've seen local sides in the Hunts area play so far, which would be Copmanchester, obviously Yaxley as well have been in the Cup, and also Huntingdon Town. But yes, the finals at Wembley, normally played in front of 15 to 20,000 people.
Wow.
I've been to the last 5 finals, and this year I'd like to go there as secretary of the football club that are in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you got any news on the teams at the moment, especially St Ives Town? They've been faring well this season already, and hopefully a cup run is surely on the cards for them.
It is. Well, we had a disappointing defeat against Huntingdon in the FA Cup, which left us with the FA Vase to concentrate on. And this is our first fixture in the FA Vase this season, because last year we reached the quarter-finals, so the FA automatically put us into the second round proper. Some teams in the second round have already played 4 games, so but this season has gone really well so far. We are top of the United Counties Premier Division. Our top goal scorer, Carl Gibbs, has played 18, scored 18. He's fit for today's game. We've got no injury worries today. We've got a very good, strong starting lineup. Wisbech do have 3 players suspended, all defenders. So we are hoping that perhaps they will be a little bit weaker across the back 4 for us to capitalise on. But I'm pretty confident that both teams are buzzing for today, and I think it will be a very tough game. They're both very, very good size. Wisbech at the top end of the Premier Division in the Furno Long League as well. So it's definitely a tie which really should be placed in the semi-finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And Simon, I know it's a very busy day for you, a very busy man. And just lastly, which way could you see this one going?
It is going to be a tight game. Of course, I will say St Ives. I don't want to go to a replay on Tuesday night at Wisbech. I think it will be done in extra time today, and I think we'll probably look at a 2-1 victory.
That's absolutely fantastic. Good luck for the game, and hopefully it's the right result for you, as we all wish here on Saturday Sports, and we hopefully hear from you just after full time with the report on that and the final result.
No problem. We will actually be tweeting all the updates and the scores throughout the game as well. So keep an eye on Twitter at St Ives Town FC, and obviously also on the HCR.
Thank you very much, Simon, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Take care. I think the good thing is we've had 120 minutes against them now, so we know exactly what we're going to be up against on Tuesday. And I think really the lads can go there prepared now and know where their weaknesses are, and perhaps try and sort of outperform on Tuesday night. But they will have the home advantage. The other thing as well is the pitch at Wisbech Town is a much better pitch than ours, so it might be an opportunity to play a little bit more football and perhaps try and cause an upset at Wisbech.
Well, I used to go to school with you, mate, so I know what kind of person you are, and I know that you will not take defeat well, and hopefully St Ives will have that same attitude against Wisbech on Tuesday for you. Yeah,
definitely. I think it's going to be a great game, and I'm predicting that we're likely to see probably at least 100-150 of our supporters go across. So it'd be good. I mean, it's good for the club that we've got a lot of exposure. I'd just like to actually say a big thank you really to the town of St Ives really to come out in their force today to really get behind the lads, because Wisbech brought over a fantastic crowd of over 100-150 people, but we've made up the numbers here, and win, lose or draw, we'll probably stay behind in the bar and have a couple of drinks to celebrate being in the FA Vase still.
We were just saying in the Saturday Sports studio, hopefully that home field advantage today, it didn't pay off as well as it should do, but hopefully travelling away, hopefully you can get the support to go with you to Wisbech on Tuesday. Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of hype on social media with us, and we've got a very good following, and we'll be I think I'll have to stay in this evening and start preparing for Tuesday night now, and getting everybody reared up, ready to go. But it'll play to a finish on Tuesday, so we'll hopefully by 10-11 o'clock on Tuesday night we'll know exactly what we've got in the next round, if we can get past Wisbech.
Is there anyone, Duncan here, is there anyone you're really looking forward to trying to be drawn against in the next round? And would you prefer sort of a home or away? I'm assuming home, but you never know, some teams sort of prefer away.
Definitely. We had a very good away, quite a few away draws last year in the Vase, and we went down to Peacehaven and Tunbridge Wells, went up to Long Eaton as well. I mean, from a secretary's point of view, it's always more work to do when you're playing at home, but from a revenue point of view, with the bar and as a club, we need to be self-sufficient. So having 400 or 500 people here is a big money day for us. But next round, who we'd like? I think, to be honest with you, I'd rather get past Wisbech on Tuesday, and we've never ever stood and said we don't want to play this team, we don't want to play that team, because the FA Vase is completely different to any kind of league game. It is all about the day normally.
Well, that's good. Always up for a good challenge, and hopefully, if you do get past Wisbech and get another home draw, you can get another fantastic attendance at the game as well. Like today, love the home supporters. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a big thank you to everybody in St Ives that's come out this afternoon when they could have went Christmas shopping. So it's nice to see that we've got a big crowd, and going forward, beat Wisbech on Tuesday, and then obviously we've got another big game to look forward to.
Yeah, they may have been Christmas shopping, but they'll rather be with you, and hopefully you can deliver the best present next Tuesday for them.
That's very, very true. That'd be fantastic.
Well, Simon, thank you very much for getting in touch this weekend regarding St Ives versus Wisbech, and I hope the preparation goes very well for you for Tuesday's night game at Wisbech, and hopefully we can hear how you get on for that, and hopefully maybe at the end of the season you would have betted one more than the quarterfinals.
Definitely, love to have a semi-final and also the final as well at Wembley. That would be amazing. But as I said, we've got to get past Wisbech on Tuesday.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Simon, and have a good rest of the weekend.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.